What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Brian Watkins, and welcome to another edition of the Brian Watkins channel. My subject today is about something that me growing up kind of shot past me, but I found out recently, yesterday. This subject is about I had no idea how jealous Rick James, may he rest in peace, was jealous of Prince. May he rest in peace. The reason why I'm making this video is to share with the Rick James fans, which I'm definitely one of them, and the Prince fans, which I'm definitely one of them, about this situation. It took for me to do some research, do videos and things I found out on Google about it. So let's get started. Now, don't get me wrong. I've always been a huge fan of Prince and Rick James. Most of my life. Even when Prince came out with Purple Rain, and we all know how extremely successful that was, and it made him an international superstar. I still was listening and paying attention to everything that Rick James was doing. And don't get me wrong, from the time Rick James came out with his first smash song, You and I, the whole album, Mary Jane, and what other jam he had on there? Well, another album, Busted Out, Fire It Up, Come Into My Life, when he brought Tina Marie on the scene, may she rest in peace, with Fire and Desire and Mary Jane Girls, Stone City Band. I still didn't miss a beat. But now that I played it back and then did my research, I was like, I had always heard as a kid that when Prince opened up for Rick James, when Rick James had came out with Fire It Up album, and Prince had just came out with his second album and his first commercial hit, which platinum, was I Want to Be Your Lover. I was about 10 years old at the time, but I had heard then that Prince had won. So again, Prince came out with his third album, not Controversy, Dirty Mind. And Rick James had came out with Street Song album. It was big mega hits on there. It was Super Freak, Ghetto Life, Give It To Me Baby, and Super Freak sold 1 million copies, you know what I mean? So at this point, I'm just like, I was too young to really understand. But now that I look back that both of them are no longer with us, I was like, wow, they never worked together. And then I heard the comments that Rick James wrote in his, book about Prince, saying all these wild and crazy things about him, and I noticed they never worked together. And I never knew it was that bad until, when you look at something now and go all the way back. And I was like, wow, I didn't catch it, because Prince just took it to another level. For instance, I didn't know that Rick James had told Prince that he was going to start an all-girls band, and Prince turned around and, came out with Vanity 6, and we all know Vanity 6, Denise Matthews, may she rest in peace, they tore it up. Now, don't get me wrong, Mary Jane Girls was tight too, okay? But I saw a footage where Rick James was criticizing Michael Jackson on being on MTV and criticizing Prince for being on MTV. I didn't know that MTV refused to play Rick James music. But again, remember when they had Motown Forever? I didn't catch it, but then I was like, wait a minute. I said, what? Rick James is signed to Motown? What? Why no Rick James? It was because of that comment he made. Whereas Prince never did drugs. You know what I mean? He just went from what? Oh, and then here we go. I didn't know Rick James had came out with a side project called I think they was called the Do Rags and Some. And I saw the video. Prince just turned around and took the suits and came out with the time. He just he just ripped Rick James a new asshole from that time when they toured together all the way until Rick James passed away. I was like, wow, I didn't catch it, because I was young at the time, but now that I played it back, I said, man, okay, he took the idea, came out with the girls group, Vanity Six before Mary Jane Girl, because Rick James had told Prince that he was gonna do it. So as revenge, well, Rick James had stole Prince equipment, and turned around and recorded his smash album. Was that Give It To Me Baby? Smash his single Super Freak, Ghetto Life. I didn't know they was feuding that much, but now you play back, I'm like, well, wait a minute, no one never asked Prince any questions about Rick James. And then Rick James was criticizing Prince when he came out with the 3 CD Emancipation, criticizing him about redoing Bet You By Golly Wow. Prince played this so smooth. He never talked about the guy. And it's sad